Welcome back to the EBA Super 64 as we get ready to bring you another camp game here from the Underclass Division. This one will feature Team 13 taking on Team 15. Appreciate you joining us back here on SUVtv. We are blessed to have Kayla Davis joining us here on the mic, here in the broadcast booth. Always nice to see players that have been able to make things happen here at the EBA circuit. Come here and be able to coach and play a different role as far as the event. Kayla, how you enjoying the EBA Super 64 so far this year?
It's great. It's, like you said, it's great to be able to see new talent and younger kids to be back at the same camps that I was once playing in. So it's great to just be able to give back to these younger.
Obviously, you put in a lot of work independently with nobody around, like a lot of what you see in this gym today. Stephen Peck, Kyle Moore. Waiters here on site. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
How did the EBA circuit, what role did that play as far as your development, skill-wise and competition-wise?
It was huge, as far as just developing from, the 12-year-old, 7th grader to even now just being in college basketball. They're great guys as far as just helping with skill development and, just what it takes to keep improving and to be better at the next level. So to be able to, constantly have camps to go to and things to play with, to stay sharp, as well as having coaches around to, watch your game and, figure out where to go to college and things like that.
What was always your favorite part of the camp? Was it the skill side or was it the game side where you can kind of mix it up?
I guess it depended on the day.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, Brandon used to make me go with the younger girls that were my age, and then he would also make me go with the older kids. So, I got my butt beat by a lot of those older girls that, from college. But, so that part was huge as far as my development and things like that. But I definitely like the skill side of it just because it was challenging. It wasn't just something to go through and, not anything just to kind of coast through. So it definitely get better.
Yeah, going through the motions, not really something you see here.
Exactly.
At the camp. So we've got a 2-2 ball game, and you mentioned college a little bit earlier. You'll be moving on to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your outlook going there for a program that's got some good momentum here moving forward.
Yeah, I think that was my draw to it, was just the fact that, they do have such great momentum, coming off a great Final Four run, that could have been, coming off a championship game, losing that Final Four game, but I think it was just a point. So, just going into a program, especially with Dawn Staley and her staff, I'm just excited to get there and get better and, not looking forward to sitting a year, but, I know it's part of it. I'll do everything I can to, help that team improve and, obviously next year just do everything I can to help them continue that run.
Doing what she can there is number 38, Kirsten Hudson. Spring Hill, Tennessee native, gets the bucket. She makes it 2-4 there in the process. Obviously you got a very high basketball IQ. You know what to do on the floor and ways to help your team win. What are some of the specific synergy that you see between your game and South Carolina as it stands now?
They're a really big, that's been something I've been focusing on for, this last 2 years. So I definitely think that's something she can help me with. But even just from a scoring standpoint, with Tiffany Mitchell leaving after this year, I think, hopefully I'll be able to step into that role and, help that team just as far as the scoring standpoint. And like you said, just being able to use my IQ this year, just, I think that'll help as far as just put my input, where I can, and they're a young team, so just helping those young players keep adapting and keep getting better.
Colonial Life Arena is going to be home to some very good basketball. You got the women's side, and then on the boys' side, Coach Frank Martin, in the midst of that culture change there on that side as well.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a good guy. They have a ton of funny stories about that guy. So I'm definitely excited about, and blessed for the opportunity to be able to, go to South Carolina.
We'll have some substitutions here as both teams will fresh 5. Some of the players that have stood out to you, even if you don't know the names, just because I know you've had to coach multiple teams.
Yeah.
Some of the players that have kind of stood out to you, not only on the underclass side, but the overall upper class side included.
I know there's a girl here. even this lower class side, like I said, I don't know her name specifically. I wish I did, but she doesn't like to play with her hair up. She plays with her hair down. I'm sure she was talked about.
I believe that's Gabby Lapardis.
There it is, Gabby, yeah. Gabby, she just plays hard. You know, she's always making the right pass, and, you know, she knows when to shoot the ball. She's super unselfish, which is, you know, what I love. You know, she's not in here trying to just jack up a ton of shots, even though, you know, I'm sure maybe her shot selection could be better than, you know, some of the shots we're getting now. But she's definitely, you know, has a bright future. You know, she keeps working, which I'm sure she will. So I would definitely be excited to see where she ends up, you know, in these next few years.
Yeah, she had a great feel for the game. She's 5'7", but there were instances where she had the recognition to post up and be able to score.
Exactly. She was willing to guard some bigger girls down there, so you know, it's exciting to see girls like that, you know, especially coming out of EBA camps and P-State basketball.
Sydney Blankenship gets the free throw to go, 1 for 2, since it is camp. Score is not lopsided for long, as it's tied up by number 191. That's Alexa Pennington, who makes it 8-8. Now, you played some travel ball for Tennessee Flight, so you're pretty familiar with that Middle Tennessee area, as we see another bucket there by number 45, Blankenship. And you're familiar with the brand of basketball that comes there from Tennessee, but also you played some that county area. Talk about those respective areas, the strength of the game, and how it feels to kind of represent this part of Georgia.
It's awesome, you know, to have, you know, myself, Lexi Brown, Diamond DeShields, you know, all of us be from, you know, the Gwinnett area, and I think all of us literally live within a 5-mile radius of each other. So, you know, to have that out of Gwinnett, it's, you know, it's a really cool opportunity to, you know, see that talent, and to have always been competing against each other, you know, pushing each other to get, you know, where we are. You know, it was a really cool opportunity, and like you said, just playing for Tennessee Flight, it's an amazing opportunity, because, you know, they have great high schools like Riverdale High School. You know, even I know Alexa was on here earlier, so playing against her, and, you know, Shelby Davenport, Tiffany Lewis, you know, Crystal Dangerfield, kids that come out of Tennessee, just goes on and on.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you said, just to be able to play with them and see that, you know, caliber of basketball was, you know, a great opportunity.
Well, you mentioned you, Lexi Brown, Diamond DeShields in a 5-mile radius. That's anybody slacking on their game, that's not a good place to play pickup.
Exactly. Exactly.
8 minutes, 22 seconds and counting. At the free throw line here is number 34. That is Ashley Sparrow. Sparrow unable to get the free throw to go. It's going to be brought across by number 30, Courtney Carruthers. I know you take in, you know, the occasional Atlanta Dream game. You know, talk about being able to have, you know, a professional team here in your own market, and what that's done. Obviously, with you being a student of the game, what has that meant for you?
It's huge, just to be able to see those players and, you know, see what it takes to play at that level. It's so, you know, so competitive, and, you know, nothing's really guaranteed at that level. And, you know, like you said, to be able to have that just kind of right in your backyard is really cool. You know, like I said, because you see so many people come out of college that are really good, but, you know, they don't necessarily make it at that next level. So to be able to, you know, see what you can do to separate yourself from that bunch is, like you said, you know, it's a big deal.
Journey McLaurin scoring that one. She's out of So-So, Mississippi. Her effort on that play, anything but So-So. It's a 4-point game.
So Mississippi.
So Mississippi, trying to make it happen here in the home of So Def. It is a hot day outside here in Georgia.
Man.
Oh, we're right next to a 7-on-7 event.
Yeah.
And it really makes you kind of keep things into perspective. At least we've got the AC to keep us cool here. They're out there baking in the sun.
Exactly. I couldn't imagine.
10-12 game after that scoop and score. 3-pointer on the way. Shot's no good. 188 with. That is Shelby Jane Petty. Petty fakes the pass. Can't get the shot to go. Number 268 with the rebound there. That was Lindsey Taylor. You've obviously done a great job to kind of blaze a trail yourself and really establish your own game, but we've got to talk about the degree. When you look at your father, Antonio, your brother, AJ, as well, talk about how that has influenced, your development over the years.
It's been huge. My dad has such a great feel for the game, as well as has such a great knowledge of the game. So to be able to have been coached by him pretty much all I was growing up and the whole time I was playing ball, like I said, be able to be coached by him was huge just because he has so much knowledge to share and. Just the way he teaches the game, it's a really different. He so focuses on the little things, and he just has a different way of getting us better. So, my brother, he's so competitive, and he's always just pushing me. He just always wants me to be at my best. So to have somebody like that times that won't let you slack and that won't let you settle for anything, but being really good is awesome.
It makes me think, your dad had that stint with the Pacers. It makes me think of Reggie Miller and his sister Cheryl Miller and how
Right.
even if you have that chip in you to be competitive, it has to be a little bit, more intense when you've got a sister that can give you 30.
Exactly.
That tends to play a role.
Right. Yeah, and he would never live that day down if anyone ever found out if I ever beat him. But he's a lot bigger than me now, and he's hit that growth spurt, and he's filling out now, so it's getting harder and harder. It seems like day by day to even compete with that guy. But the 6'9" brother is it's cool because if you can beat him, there's a lot of girls in the country you can beat. Then if that's the case, so he keeps it fun.
Iron sharpens iron. I say that definitely applies to your household. Looking to go coast to coast, going from right to left and finishing. That's number 195, Sydney Parrish. Parrish makes it 16-14 there with that bucket. I miss the days of heyday when you look at how the game used to be played. Not to knock it, we still got great basketball as this Cavs Warriors series is going to indicate, but I just miss the being able to commit a hard, clean playoff foul and it not being times and talked about on social media for 3 days.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing. Basketball, it's crazy to see how it's changed. I definitely remember it, watching my dad play and watching all those different guys play. I definitely just remember how physical it was and how different it was. And like you said, everything doesn't have to be under review and not fined for getting however many, flagrants or technicals or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how it's changed, but like you said, it's definitely still really good basketball to watch.
Yeah, love the camaraderie, and I think the social media aspect is good. But I miss the days to where, hey man, we'll save the handshaking and the daps for after the game.
Exactly.
We're gonna go at each other's head until it's 3 zeros on the clock.
Exactly.
18-17 is the score as we approach the final 3 minutes. Here in the first half, it's been a pleasure having Kayla Davis on with us here so far. An EBA Super 64 alumnus, so to speak, here coaching and giving back that you see here in the Underclass division. Ball stuck in the corner. They're looking to get it out of there. Nice play. Post. First shot no good. It'll be knocked out of bounds, and it will go the other way. It's number 190. Bringing it to Shelby Calhoun. We approach the 2-minute mark. Say, what advice, Kayla, would you give somebody that obviously has some talent, to be able to start with, but maybe might not be at the level that you were in high school, but aspires to get to that point? I know there's a lot of things that you could say, but if you had to give them just a couple nuggets, what would those be?
I know it may sound kind of cliche, but definitely it's all about the little things. You get to college and people think it's a complex game, but people I think try to make it a little more difficult than it really is. But in college it's super about the basics. How good is your footwork, and how well do you know and reading screens and things like that. So I think we'd be amazed at just the different amount of people that still kind of struggle with just those really simple things. So if you have a good base to work off with, in college and playing at that next level won't seem as hard just because, you know, you have so much to work with. I would say, you know, all the complex stuff, that's great and all, but, you know, it's like I said, it's definitely the fundamental part of the game that'll get you to where you want to go.
Great insight there. I'd say your track record definitely reflects your commitment to that very rhetoric that you just mentioned. 19-20 is the score. As final 40 seconds or so. The three-pointer on the way is just short. 30 seconds to work with. They're just trying to clear it. Now they get it to the corner. Pass too strong, but she's got reinforcements there, 191. Her follow-up attempt is no good either. Four seconds left here in the first half, and that's going to do it. So it's been a pleasure having you on here. Kayla, we appreciate you joining us. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll have the second half here from the EBA Super 64 after this commercial break. Second half is rolling back here at the EBA Super 64 count. Got a 19-20 ball game, but not for long. That coast-to-coast layup is made by number 1. Another bucket for Sydney Parrish. Parrish makes it 22-19. Try to answer back with a three-pointer. It's off the mark. Deep three-pointer. Pull-up jumper, no good, but in a position to rebound. Second attempt is defended well. Chris Watkins joining me back here on the mic. Chris, when we had Alexa Middleton on last game, you talked about it being a tough act to follow. Sorry I didn't make it any easier for you with Kayla Davis just getting off.
Yeah, you know, I'm probably not near as exciting to some of the people out on the broadcast as, you know, some of the top women's basketball players in the country and, you know, future WNBA stars. But I'll do the best I can here during the second half.
I know you will, Chief. Nice take there by number 38, Kirsten Hudson. Line to shoot the 1 for 2. Get another opportunity. Hudson's going to kick it over to number 47, who shoots the 3 short. 7 is Alyssa Fisher. Nice pass, partially blocked. And blocked Taylor. Everybody goes to the floor to get it. Team 13 comes up with it, and that jumper's made. That's another Parrish. Here's the steal, number 188. Now we'll have a trip to the free throw line for number 199. I believe number 199 is Keegan Sullivan.
It is, it is. I knew it was one of the Sullivans. I was just trying to make sure before I said anything. It's Parrish again there with the corner three out of Indiana, the Hoosier State. Making a name for herself here today at 2020, showing her ability to really shoot the ball.
Having a very solid game so far. Now they work it inside. Weight room move and one. Finishing through the contact for Lindsey Taylor. Out of Maryville, Tennessee. Shelby Jane Petty. Petty tries to drop it off. And it's Parrish again. Saw her knock it down from the outside. Had the smaller defender on her, sealed off. Got the bucket to go inside. Made it 30-22. Here's Hudson. Hudson fouled on the play.
Parrish with that last basket down there. She's got 7 points here. You know, since I've been on the mic here in the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, unofficially, she's easily got about 16 or 17 points. All within the flow of the offense. Just over 11 minutes left to play here in the second. Hudson knocks down that free throw. So she'll get in number 184, McKenna Marissa. Marissa out of McMurray, Pennsylvania. I believe she's a member of the Western Pennsylvania Bruins. They took home the Midwest Showdown Championship. We've got that archive on SUVtv. Marissa and gang took care of business against the talented Indy Lady Gym Rats team. That floater, too strong off the glass. Picking up the pieces and getting the bucket on the inside. That's number 50. That's Sydney Spencer out of Marietta, Georgia. Marietta, Georgia, home of the Big Chick. Chris, I didn't know what the Big Chick was until about 2.5 months ago.
Are you serious?
Yes. I never paid attention. I mean, I would see it, but somebody used it as a landmark, and I said, okay, the Big Chick. And I played it off like I knew what they were talking about because it sounded like something I should definitely know, but I had no clue. I just always thought it was a case funny on the outside of it, not the infamous Big Chick. I think your reaction underscores that fact.
Well, yeah, I lived out there for a couple years, and before that, growing up, you know, always used to go to Whitewater, so always knew that you were getting close when you came up on that.
For those that are outside of the Atlanta area, it's a larger-than-life chicken that is a part of a KFC right there in the Marietta, Georgia area. You'll definitely see why it's called what it's called when you ride up there. Push the other way. Jumper along the baseline, bounces around, it won't fall. Here's Ashley Sparrow the other way. Sparrow has it blocked out of there. Nice defense by Sydney Spencer. 8-point game, 26-34, 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. 50 has it. It's going to be blocked by Sparrow. Right there, has been very active on the boards. Number 191, Alexa. She gets the loose ball in. Pennington out of West Union, Ohio. Representing the Buckeye State well here today. You see Kyle Moore, Chris Hansen. They're in your shot. As well as Rebecca Gray. It's nice to be able to take advantage of a camp like this from a skill development side and the competition that you'll face. But then when you got that media side, as well as the recruiting and scouting service here, Stephen Peck, Jonathan Hemingway, also on site, really provides some added value for these campers.
Like to move there inside by number 268, although it didn't go in. Definitely had a nice move inside there.
So Leah Spears scores on the other end. And, you know, agreed, Chris, whenever you get a table, you know, even in the upper class division, to get that ball in the post and be able to get good shots on goal with it, it's always a commodity. Especially to be at this age level and already making moves like that. Ball tipped around in the. She's been the go-getter here in this game, and that's an easy layup for her.
Is that 11 points there this half for Parrish?
Correct. Kirsten Hudson not too shabby either. She gets another bucket. Makes it 28-40. We've got kicks of the day. How about shorts combination with the shoes as being a superlative for 40 there. Journey McLaurin out of So-So, Mississippi, with a shorts and shoes combination that I'm sure you know, Brandon Clay would approve of. And the headband matches. That was pointed out by our producer, Lisa Burnett. So you got the headband, shorts, and shoe combination. McLaurin playing well and looking the part. Shelby Jane Petty running the floor.
Yeah, liked her footwork there, had the ability to catch the ball, slow down, and still be able to finish the defender riding her hip.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Kicked out for the three-pointer. Off left. Good finish. Shelby Jane Petty. Got turned around by the pass. Still with the agility to be able to catch it and finish. That one goes out of bounds. Let's take another look via the Prospects Nation TV instant replay. And push it ahead. Petty just puts a little bit of spin on the ball and gets it to the backboard. Nice play by Petty.
Good.
Shelby Jane Petty out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
You got Brandon Tell, number 38 right there. When you get that deep in the paint, you have to try to score the ball. That's Hudson there. You know, you don't want to get cute. When you get in the paint, you got to score. Unless you're lobbing it up to Willie Cauley-Stein, which I don't think he's out here today. When you get that deep, you want to go ahead and try to get the bucket.
If he is, he's got very good camouflage going for him. 30-46. That one's going to be stolen. Stolen there by Sydney. 3:25 and counting on the clock. It'll go the other way.
Attack, attack, attack.
Ball on the floor, tied up. Jump ball, will turn it over to Black. Really enjoy hearing the perspectives of both Alexa Middleton and Kayla Davis as far as the EBA count. Both of those players very well versed, impressive resume when it comes to basketball, but they really underscored the development and the competition that they got here. Great work on the inside there, all the way from sealing the defender off to the footwork there by number 191, Alexa Pennington.
You know, and what's great about Middleton, you know, as well as Davis, and they talk about their experiences here, and when you look up around the rafters at every one of our events, and you have our EBA All-Americans, you know, camps dating all the way back to 2007. You know, and you look at the number of players that came through here, the number of players that have been in the Naismith running for Player of the Year every year, and you see them all conference players at the highest levels throughout the country. You know, that's what these camps are all about.
Sydney Blankenship had the nice jumper down to Tennessee. There on the other end. Pennington misses the shot. Nice take. That's 184. McKenna Marissa with the Bruin bucket. There's Coach Adrian Penland wanted a foul there on Pennington. Pennington gets the rebound. She's eating glass this whole game. Passes it ahead. Been a lid on the rim there. Black over the past couple possessions. Offensive rebound put back in there by number 190, Shelby Calhoun out of Louisville, Kentucky. Now they get it to Pennington. Pennington says there's no lid on the rim. We just missed a couple. Regularly scheduled program. Makes it 36-50. We approach the final 30 seconds. Ball poked away. Picking it up and scoring it. And one. Number 45, Sydney Blankenship.
Playing, I mean, her team's down over 10, but she's still playing all the way here till the last buzzer goes off here in this game.
Competing. And this one's final. Thanks for watching. EBA Super 64 here on SUVtv. We'll be back with our final underclassmen game of the day here on day one.